Hi and welcome back. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do an all-in-one bold red look. Red is a very hard colour to pull off. It can make you look like you're on drugs if you don't use a contrasting shade such as a deep black or a brown or something, just to stop you looking as if you've got what's called pink eye. What I'll do is I'll show you, as I usually do, how I start off by priming my face, ready for makeup. I have actually washed it. I washed it earlier on this morning, but so I'm going to rub over it using a facial wipe. And as you all know, I like the ones from Lidl. So all I'm going to do is do this and ensure there's no grease or anything on my face. I mean, as I say, it's clean. I go around everywhere that you blend your makeup out to, all under your neck and everywhere, otherwise it just doesn't look nice. I'm going to keep this cloth because I like to wipe off, when I've used a brush I like to wipe it off so I can reuse it for blending different coloured eyeshadows, because I'm going to be using lots of different palettes with different shades in, because as I say, it's going to be a really bold red look. I'm going to start my face now. It's clean. I'm going to use the Unicorn Essence, this one. Hopefully you can see it, and it's by Fasali. What I do, instead of putting it on my face, because I hate that clagging down you get, I like to put it in the dropper, and on the hand that I have rubbed over with the wipe, I put it in my hand. I just find this easier. I don't, as I said, I hate that feeling of being clagged and it running on my cheeks and everywhere, and I like to really work that in. Some people say press it, I prefer to rub. Actually, it smells quite nice. I can't describe the scent of it. It's quite unusual. Down my neck, under my chin. They say to avoid your eyes, so what I do is I take it to here, and that's as far, nowhere else, like so, over my ears. If my voice sounds a little bit iffy still, that's because my hearing's still not right, so please bear with me. Now for face cream, and as you all know, I've been using, well, I don't think you all know, but some of you will know, I've been using the Skin System by Avon. It's really nice, and it smells, it's cucumbery, and I love the smell of cucumbers. I think it's refreshing. It reminds me of spring and summer days and nice things to come. Again, avoiding my eyes, like so. Right, my skin prepped, and I rub what's ever left on my hands into my hands. Right, I'm going to use a little bit of this Miss Beauty liquid concealer, and I think it's in the shade, it is in the shade 2. It's slightly darker than my own skin tone, but that's fine, it's okay for my eyes. And I'm just going to do this over my own eyes, like on my eyelids, like so. Like that. It has a funny smell, I can't describe it. And I'm going to use a double-ended paddle brush like this, just to blend that in on my eyes, like that, just so it's even. And I like this brush because I've got the fatter side like so, and I've got the little side, so I can get right in to the corners on my eyes using that smaller side, and then on using the bigger side I can smooth colours out. What I'll do, I'll show you my next step, then I'll go off and do my eyes off camera. One eye, I mean, off camera. I'm going to use, this is the Maybelline 24-hour Colour Tattoo Shadow, and it's a cream shadow, and this is in the shade Cranberry something or other. I've got my lenses in, so you'll have to bear with me. Oh, that's it. Metallic pomegranate, that's the colour. So with my finger, because I find it's easier to use these with my finger and warm them up, I'm going to put that as a base on my eyes, but I'm going to just do one like so, use my finger, and it doesn't matter that I'm being a bit sloppy because I can clean up. And the reason I'm only showing you on one eye is because it does dry very, very quickly. Now I'm going to take this brush by Avon, and it's basically just a little blender brush, and I'm just going to do this, blend those harsh edges on that one eye, like so, like that. And it doesn't matter, I've gone quite high on up to my eyebrow, because I want that colour where it is, as high as it's gone. Right, I've got the eyeshadow on one eye, I haven't done my liner, I haven't done my lashes or anything. So what I'll do is I'll show you on my left eye what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to start with the Colour Tattoo Shadow by Maybelline in Metallic Pomegranate, used on my finger to warm up and all over my eye, like so. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. A little bit more. And the reason I'm using this is because it's sticky and it'll give me a nice tacky base to work with if I work quickly. But if I'd have put shadow on this shadow on my left eye before when I did it on my right eye, it would have been dry by now and I wouldn't have been able to work with it. Right, I'm going to start with the Makeup Revolution Pro HD Amplified 35 palette. It's called Luxe, and I'm going to use, to start with, that colour on the top here, and that's in the shade Woke. And all I'm going to do on a fluffy brush, this one by Line Crime, is I'm just going to put that here, just so I can soften that top line a little bit, otherwise it's going to be too harsh and too hard to blend out when I get to it, like so. And that's all I'm doing, is putting a little bit of that on, right, like so, just to soften that. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave that. Right, now I have favourite brushes I like for doing my eyeshadows with, alright, so bear with me. Right. Now from the same palette I'm going to use the first 4 shades across the bottom here, these ones here, can you see them? I'm going to start with the colour Basic, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush. What one is this one, if I can see it? I think this is, it's rubbed off, and I think this is the Essential Shadow something or other. It's just one of the Real Techniques brushes. And I'm just going to start with that colour Basic in the bottom row. So, and just start here on the outside edge using windshield wiper movements. But I put my bloody teeth in. I think the dog from 2 doors down ran off with them, just like so. Right, then I'm going to move on to the colour Blended, which is the one next to it. You might be asking yourself, why am I using brown as transition shades? Well, I just prefer the softness of them, and it just makes it so much easier for blending in the next colours, like so. Then No Filter, the next one, like so. And I like to start on the outside of my eye, as you can see here, like so. Then I'm going to get the colour Get It, and again start here and blend over my eye. Now you might find this bit a bit strange, but the next colour I put over that is the colour called Hashtag, which is this one, and it's a metallic cranberry colour. And what I did is I went over those browns, starting again on the outside using that colour, like so, and I'm holding the brush very lightly at the end, like so. Don't worry about any fallout, spillage or marks down underneath. You can clear them up once you've done, and take a colour and blend well into this corner here, so there's nothing that looks unblended. Right, next step, I'm taking the Saharan by Juvia's Place, and I'm going to take the colour, I think you pronounce it Jamila, this one here. And I'm just going to use that very lightly, because these colours are very, very highly pigmented and they are lovely, but a little bit goes a heck of a long way, and those who know me know if I say that, sorry, then I'm right. Now I'm taking the colour Sokoto, which is the very top one of the top row, this very far left one here in the top row there. Again, I'm going over that blend that I've just done, starting here like so, and just feathering it, and then blend gently in like so. Now, to stop it from going any higher than where I've got it, I'm going to turn my brush so it's pointed downwards like this. That. Okay. Now, on my next step, I'm going to use, it's the Magic palette by Juvia's, on a different brush. This one's slightly fluffier, and I have used it on my other eye, and that's why the brush is a little bit stained. So I'm just going to try and rub some of that off onto that nice cloth, that soft cloth I've got here beside me. Right, now I'm going to use the colour Koji, which is on the second row, bottom right, that one there. Needs to be, I will add pictures. Again, very, very lightly with this. Hold your brush at the end so you're not too harsh and hard. Again, from the outside in, and keeping your brush so it's pointed down like so. Okay, like this, like so, and just blend that in. Then I'm taking the colour Zakia, I think it's pronounced, which is the second one here on the top row. There, that one. Hopefully you can see it, that one there. Right. Again, very lightly. Don't use a lot of that colour, and just blend. And you might say, oh, that's a lot of colours and a lot of blending. Well, yeah, of course it is. It's going to be. But I'm not being funny. If you want your makeup to turn out nice, this is what you do. You spend half your life blending. Now, on a fluffier brush, on its side, like so, like that, and this is a Real Techniques Ball Metal 200 brush. I'm just going to go over like that. Again, very, very lightly, just to ensure that everything's blended in seamlessly, because you don't want any harsh lines. So carry on blending, so there's a seamless blend going on. Right, next step, I'm using the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow, and this is it. This is my Holy Grail palette, and I love this. I think the colours are in here that are banging, really, really pretty. Right, now on the Lime Crime brush, this one, I'm going to start with the colour Wine and Dine, and I'm going to add that into my crease to match the other side. Again, very, very little on the brush. Hold the brush at the end like so, and bring it into your crease. And I don't care who you are, I don't care how long you've been doing makeup, I don't care if you're a trained makeup artist or who the heck you are, right? You get the brushes that come with a palette, and you should be able to use them. You make those brushes work for you. Don't just think, oh, the shade, I'm not going to use that, because often those brushes actually work the best. Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, the sponge applicators that come with them are pretty naff. They're only good for cleaning out the Dyson holder, the muck holder of your Dyson, the cup. I use them for getting in and getting all the crud out from the, you know, not crud, I'm not saying my carpets are dirty, but I mean is the fluff, bits of hair, the whatever, from inside the cup, the holder cup of my Dyson, because they bend, and they're great, and they're a nice length. So what I'm on about is basically the brushes that'll have come, we say your Naked Heat brushes, or the other Urban Decay brushes that have come. Right, now from this palette, again, this is another Urban Decay brush, and I'm going to take the colour Cranberry Splash, which is next to Wine and Dine. That's Wine and Dine there, and that's Cranberry Splash here. And on a flat, dense packing brush, this one here, I'm going to put that colour on with. And I'm going to start off slowly, building it up. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, because I'm having to use the mirror that came with this, otherwise I'd not be able to see what I'm doing. Yes, I've got lenses in, but still. Now, as I said, reds are horrible. If you don't use a dark shade to smoke them out with, you'll have what, sorry about that, my camera stopped, you'll have what's called pink eye going on, and that's not a particularly attractive look on anybody. Now I'm taking from the Naked Smoky palette the brush that came with it, and I'm using this side, which is the dense packer brush, pointed blender brush even. I love these pencil kind of brushes, and what I'm going to do, because I have just used it, is just rub off the colour a little bit. Now I'm taking the colour called Teddy Bear, this one here in this palette there, just rolling it around in that colour, and what I'm going to do is start here on the outside of my eye and bring it round. And as I say, I don't care who you are, you can make these brushes work. I'm not trained, I'm no makeup artist. I started wearing makeup when I was 11. That was almost 34 years ago. I'm 44 now and I'm 45 in July. So at the end of the day, if I can make them work, you can make them work. Alright, now here, a bit more here. So in there, like that. Just to deepen that in the outer corner out. To stop what, as I say, what I call pink eye going on, and you don't want people thinking you're a smackhead or something could be like. Now in this one, this is the Violet Voss Pro Ride or Die palette. I'm going to take the colour Carly, which is this very bottom left here, and it's a black. I know I've gone in with that colour called Teddy, but I still want to smoke it out like so, a little bit more like this, and I'm using that brush, and I'm just going to just smoke it out and blend it in so they match equally. And as I say, don't worry about all this down here. I'm going to get makeup wipe and I'm going to wipe that off. Okay? Like that. Now, on a BC, I think it's Beauty Collection or something like that, it's a fluffy brush, and I'm going to take the colour Michelle. No, actually no, I'm not. I'm going to take the colour Fiona, which is the second from the top on the left hand side, and it's the second one down on the left, and I'm just going to go under my eyebrow like so, and just gently soften my edges here. Now also I'm going to take the colour Michelle, which is the very first colour on the left hand side in the top row, and I'm going to go over that Fiona because I don't want sparkly under eye. And what I'm doing is I'm taking it all the way down here and all the way around, and I've well used this makeup wipe, so I'm going to get the clean bit, and I'm just going to go follow under my eye like so and up, so it's nice and sharp and there's no lucky marks there. And I'm going to keep using this brush, and what I did was I just took that Michelle colour to ensure all my edges like so were blended. Now yes, it looks a bit odd because I've got no eyeliner on. Well, that's the way it... Okay, as you can see, I've put my face on, I've put my eyeliner on, and next step is to do a contour. Now I'm going to use the Cheekathon palette, and you get a set of 5 different colours by Benefit. This is it. I'm going to take the colour Hula, and I'm going to use this brush. It looks a bit odd, but I actually quite like it. I don't want too much of that Hula shade because it is very, very dark on me. So look first and start here up in the hairline under your cheekbones like so, and sure you get a sleek, seamless blend in it, like so. I do, so I take it up around my forehead, down my chin, round here, because I have a very round face, as you can see, down here like this, like so. And basically I'm doing what's called a number 3 pattern, motion, whatever you want to call it, like that. Now, what I want to do, I want a clean, fluffy brush. This is by Revolution and it's the E103 brush. I'm going to take some of that hoola on it and go down my nose. I don't always do this, but sometimes I like to contour my nose, and other times I don't. Just depends on how I feel. But today I think it's needed to tie the red eyeshadow in to the rest of my face, otherwise it can be a little bit too harsh if it's just stopped dead. And I'm taking a Freedom fluffy shader brush, blender brush, not shader brush, blender brush, and what I'm going to do is just go down that like so. Again, no harsh lines, like that. Now what I'm going to take is the Pro palette by Freedom, and I'm going to use a little bit of that banana shade on this fluffy brush by Freedom again, and I'm just going to go underneath here like so. And what that does, especially if you're like me and you've got darker circles, it helps to brighten under your eye. And I'm just going to take a Real Techniques buffer brush and do that. So it's blended and no lines. Again on the other side, like that, like this, under my eyes here. Now there is a slightly pinkier, whiter shade that comes in this palette that I sometimes use, and I might actually, yeah, I think I will use a little bit in it, but again I don't need a lot. And I'm just gonna down the centre of my nose and here in the middle, just to soften. So, right, done that, done with that. Now I'm going to take that big palette, the Violet Voss palette, the Ride or Die Pro palette again, and I'm going to go back into the colour called Carly, and I'm going to go back on using the brush that came in my Smoky palette from Urban Decay, and I'm going to go over the black like this because it sets it like that. Okay, and I'm going to take a little brush by Anastasia. This came in one of her palettes, I don't know which one it was, but I like the little brush on it, and I'm just going to blend that slightly out like that, like so. And I'm going to do the same, but not so heavily, on my upper lid like this, just over that black, like that. And all I'm doing is basically using what's left on the brush to do that. Now, as I say, I've got very big eyes, and I like how by using the black on my eyes like I have done, it helps to make them look slightly smaller. And again on my right eye, like so. Sorry, hopefully you can see, and I'm just doing like this. Again, over the top, using what's left on my brush, like so. That brush. Again with the little Anastasia brush, and just gently under, like that. Right. On the brush that I added the cranberry colour, I can't remember what it was called, from the other Violet Voss palette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of the colour Amy just on the end, just on the very tip of it, like so, and just like that underneath, so that it ties the top and the bottom together, like that. Okay. Like so. Let me just get my little mirror. Might make it a bit easier if I do that. Might be able to see a bit better what I'm doing. Yeah. I hate doing this. Just like that. Just, it's not too harsh. Using the other side, and just gently, like this, the both in, like so, like that. And if you happen to have got any on your cheek, don't worry about that. All you do is take a cloth, like so, just under something like this, very soft, very gently, and just like that, off. And then if needs be, go over with your powder brush. This is one of the Ball Metals by Real Techniques, and this is the 100 brush, and just like that in, so it doesn't leave any marks. Okay, now next step, mascara. I'm using the Real by Benefit. I absolutely love this. It's one of the best mascaras I've actually tried, because I've got very short stubby lashes, and this helps. And just put loads on, because I don't like lashes, as you know. Can't stand false lashes. One of my pet peeves. And like that. And the hair off my face. Otherwise it gets in your mascara and gets everywhere. I have to pull the face when I do these, because I have very small lower lashes. I think every woman has the mascara face. Oh, phone, shut up. Oh yeah. Everybody and his aunt wants me to do. Right, lashes on. Right, next. Well, that's drying. I'm going to give this a good shake. This is the Illuminating Pro Fixing Spray by Makeup Revolution. I love their setting spray. And just I prefer a good dousing with that. And actually you'll find doing the flappy dance actually helps it dry. But the worst part, it goes all over your mirror. But it's an excuse to give it a clean because it's got finger marks all over it. Right, next step is your lips. I'm going to use this Rimmel, and this one is a vinyl jelly lip liner. Couldn't tell you the colour. I've had it for years. Succulent, it's called. That's it, succulent. It's very, very gentle. It's very, very soft. It's not a harsh colour. It doesn't leave you a deep, deep line as such. And as I keep telling you, my lips aren't even, so get this put on, so, and then see where I need more. And again on the top. So. Right. Now the best way to check to make sure I've got my lips even is when I what colour am I going to use? This is a colour that's designed for Makeup Revolution. No idea what shade it is, but it's by Tan Beauty, Makeup Revolution, and it's just a really pretty red. It's quite a matte red. Like that. Again, straight from the bullet. Like this. Now I'm going to check in the mirror and see where I need to fill in. Nowhere really, actually. Right. I hate those scabby bits you get around the side of your mouth. You may have thought, oh, you've not put blusher on. You haven't done your blusher. I was waiting till I'd got my lips on and my lip liner before I did that to see what colour I wanted. And I'm going to take the Cheekathon palette again by Benefit. And I think I'm going to take the colour Coralista. And I'm going to use this fluffy brush by Real Techniques, and this is the multitask brush, this one. Just a tiny little bit on the apples and brush it. Start here and brush it back. That's how I do mine. Again. I'm going to go over a little bit with a bit of the dandelion shade, just to soften it. And I like to just bring it round a little bit here. Yeah. Right. Now, for highlight, I'm going to use the Alchemy Holographic Palette by Kat Von D, and I'm going to use the pink opal colour, and I'm going to use this brush. This is the setting brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to top them here, around. I don't like a lot of highlight. I never have done, not my thing. So around here, like so, a little bit. Basically you're putting it anywhere the sun will catch you naturally. So bridge your nose like this, tip above there, chin like this, and I'm just using that brush just to ensure it's smoothly blended in. And I'm going to take a clean, well, I have used it just before, the buffer brush by Real Techniques, and what I'm going to do is just go over where I've put that highlight, excuse me, just as I thought. I hate it when that happens. That's it. I hate those claggies when you get them in your eye. Not that quite so clean. Yeah, what's I saying? Just blend in my highlighter in, like so. I don't have any harsh lines, and everywhere's seamlessly blended. Like that. Excuse me. What am I going to do? What was I thinking of? Just taking this clean, large eyeshadow blender brush and just going over my eyes just to ensure that the top here and the bottom underneath all looks blended. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that colour that I've used underneath. Just using what's left on this brush, just to match it all up, like so. And as you can see, I put in a little bit of that black colour that I've used, that Fiona colour I think it was. It stops me from looking like I've got pink eye. Next to eyebrows, as you know, I really don't like my eyebrows filled in at all. So what I'm going to do is just use out my makeup bag if I can find it. This is basically clear mascara. I've had it for I don't know how long, more years than I think I care to remember. And it's just basically, it's over the years it's turned sort of a murky brown colour, but I don't mind because it just gives my eyebrows a little bit of colour, and it just sets them in place for me. I don't do the harsh Insta brows that people do. Right, I hope you've enjoyed. I'm sorry it's a long one again. I'm still learning how to do these. I'm not quite sure how to edit, so bear with me. What I might do is put a little bit of this Whipped Velvet by MUA, and it's in the shade Majestic. It's just like a glossy lip colour over the top of that lipstick to brighten it. And yeah, there. And I love the smell of these. Right, there we go. Right, there we are, all done. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, then click subscribe and click on the bell so you'll get notifications of when I upload, which I'm hoping to do once a week now. Health's improving, I am finding, but I'm coping better with the lupus. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.